Okay, this is going to be my first test video, Elba. So what you see here is basically three, they're not quite ready to be based yet, but I'm going to sort of sacrifice them for you. They're three plastic Space Marine figures that have been sort of base painted, and they're on a plastic base that is unpainted, or that is undecorated with the final basing. Excuse me. So what you're going to need basically is some PVA glue. It's white school glue, which I have put some on this cup here, as you can see. And you're going to need your basing material. In my case, these particular Marines, these particular figures, will eventually have, and they'll look very similar to this. You can see that I've done a red stone base with a large slab of rock that has been done in Martian red, obviously contrasting to the turquoise armor. So without getting into the rock samples, which I can talk to you about online, just a quick lesson on how to base is very, very simple. Take your brush, and this is the rookie's way of doing it. There's a lot of different techniques. Neither is right, neither is wrong. Let me just zoom in here. You got to find out what works. Sorry about that. And basically what you need to do here is, I like to use a brush. Some people don't. I used to use a metal paint spatula, but I found that I got a bunch of crap on the actual figure itself, and I had to go in afterwards and scrape it off the model, damaging the final paint. So just bear with me. I'm very careful around the foot. You don't want to get any of this stuff on the foot. Now it depends. There's a lot of different ways you can base your figures. If you look in my cabinet of shame over there, which is behind me and to the left, I have a lot of different figures from the various different eras of my hobby, and all of them are based a little different. And now that I've gotten to a more advanced stage in my hobby, I am using I'm building cityscapes, rubble. In some cases, I don't think I've got it handy. No, I don't. But in some cases, I've got battle scenery, rusted barrels that the guys with jump packs are launching themselves off of. So basing is actually something, as a model builder, that actually makes or breaks a good model. And it's actually, interestingly enough, some people say that it's the hardest thing to do. Some people say it's the easiest thing to do. My problem is I have great ideas when it comes to adapting the model to different poses and different dynamic poses. But when it comes to basing, I draw blank. So basing is actually one of my weak points. But again, with every hobby and every art form we practice, of course, we push our boundaries and we explore. So what I've done here is, this is the basic PVA glue, the base. I've been very careful, and I'll try and get it here so that it's not moving around too much, to not get it on the actual figure itself. So what I do is I open up my container of my chosen, I'll get these guys back over here, my chosen basing material. And again, these particular figures are being done with a Martian sand. We take our figure right here with the glue, we dunk it in, and we dig it into like that, and we move it around. Okay. Now you'll notice that I didn't put any glue along the outer edges. And I mentioned this earlier. You normally finish off by slapping some glue, and I'm going to need to trim the plastic sprue bits that are still stuck to this thing. I'm going to paint this black. And I'm going to take my brush and I am going to just tamp it down. Now, a point on the brush, you're an artist, you paint, you know, you don't use your high-end brushes for this. This particular brush is a, hang on, this particular brush is like a 30-cent throwaway watercolor brush that I picked up at a surplus joint. And I use them for all kinds of things, like if I'm going to do an oil wash with oil paints on this guy, or I'm going to do exactly what I'm doing. I use them as throwaway brushes. So let me just get this. I'm a little OCD when it comes to this. There. So now, after we've tamped it down, if you've missed anything, you can put a little bit more glue on it. Careful, you will get sand on your brush, and you can dip it back in and tamp it down again. And as you can see, all we have to do is let him dry, and that's it. That's how you base. If you want to go further than this, now this, I'm going to show you something. This is a resin base, okay? But as you can see here, I could actually do this with little bits of rock, other pieces of models, like that's supposed to be a bolt gun that somebody's dropped. I can go so far as to put a wounded person on that rock that's standing at it, or laying down at his base of the character's feet. And there's all manner of things that I can do to build a diorama like this. Now, this was done by the company that made the figure, but I could actually build this if I wanted to take time. Probably take me a couple hours, and do it with pieces of slate and foam core board. Something you might want to look at if you really like doing this stuff. Where is it here? Damn it, where is it? I'm just going to put this in the background. This is this pink insulation board. This stuff is really, really good if you get the closed cell stuff for doing bases. And you can do larger bases. I'm going to take you for... Crap, no, I can't take you for a walk. You can do larger, more dynamic bases like this, where a hole has been punched. This represents a section of a concrete wall, and the machine that I'm going to have mounted here is punching through that and firing a flamethrower through the hole. So you're only limited by your imagination. I really encourage you to explore and give it a try. Let me know how it goes. If you have any questions, I may take me a day or two to get you a video, or even if I can log in and screen share with you, I can take you through and show you some wonderful links on YouTube about how to achieve certain effects. Anyways, that's it. I hope you find it useful. Thanks a lot.